everyone, today we are going to make some super fun and easy DIY projects, great for doing with kids. I'm making these for my daughter's Easter basket, but you could absolutely make these anytime. So let's stay home together and do some DIYs. For this first project, we're going to make some fun little chocolates. For this, I have some Easter themed silicone molds, but you could also use cupcake trays, some dairy-free chocolate chunks because my daughter is allergic to dairy, and I also have some sprinkles for decorating. The first thing we need to do is melt the chocolate. For this, I use a microwave, but you could also melt this over a pot of simmering water. Just place your bowl on top and melt it slowly. But for the microwave, I just find it's easier. I start with 1 minute and then I pull it out and give it a good stir, and then I pop it back in and do 30 seconds, pull it out, stir it. You do not want to overcook or burn chocolate. It smells terrible. I didn't need to heat mine anymore. You can see it's still a little bit chunky here, but after a good mix, it was nice and smooth, and you want it to be really shiny like this. If you needed to melt it more at this point, I would just go in 15-second increments. Next, we're going to spoon the chocolate into our silicone molds. Try not to overfill them, and I also went back in with my spatula just to even it out and make sure there was no bubbles in each one. If you're doing this with kids, this will get messy. I mean, hey, I made a big mess and my daughter didn't help me. So if kids get involved, this will get messy, but that's part of the fun, and part of the fun of this is getting to lick up all the melted chocolate. I didn't have enough chocolate for all of my molds, so I just filled a couple in each one. You could also, as I mentioned earlier, use a cupcake tray for this, or even put some cupcake cases in, and so you can pull them out and they're sort of wrapped individually. Once your molds are filled, pop them on a tray, make sure they're nice and flat, and then put them in either the fridge or the freezer to set. The freezer just makes it nice and quick. And since big kids and little kids alike love to lick the bowl clean, Chloe decided to make an appearance to help me out with that here. While our chocolates are setting, I'm going to get started on our second project, and we are going to create some homemade Play-Doh. So for this, you will need 1 cup of all-purpose or plain flour, half a cup of salt, 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar, some food coloring, 1 cup of water, and 1 tablespoon of oil. So first off, mix all of your dry ingredients together in a bowl. Next, in a pot, we're going to add the water and our food coloring. Use any amount of food coloring that achieves the color that you're after, and we're going to mix these together over a medium heat. And we are also going to add the oil as well. Next, add your dry ingredients into the wet ingredients and give it a good mix again. You'll notice that to start, the mix is quite liquidy, and that's okay. As it heats more, it's going to dry out and thicken up and become more like Play-Doh that you recognize. So what I'm going to do is just slowly heat this and go back periodically and give it a stir. And you can see as I do that, it's thickening up. And then once it looks like this, you want to leave it to cool completely. It will be very sticky until it is cooled. Our chocolates are all set now, so let's pull them out of the freezer, and I'm just going to pop them out onto a piece of grease-proof paper. With the silicone molds, they pop out so easily. I highly recommend them. I will link the ones I'm using in the description box below. I will link everything down there, so don't worry. Try to touch the chocolates when you're taking them out of the molds as little as possible, because they do melt with any kind of heat from your hands. You can also add a little extra decoration to your chocolates by melting a little bit more chocolate, drizzling it over the top, and then if you like, you can also add some sprinkles on top and they will stick to the melted chocolate for a really cute look. And these are all finished. Now back to the Play-Doh. This is a batch of pale pink that I made earlier. Once it's completely cool, you can give it a bit of a knead, just like you would with bread, and it will make it nice and smooth. And then I'm going to add mine to these plastic Easter eggs. I picked these up from the Target dollar spot, and I'm going to put them in my daughter's Easter basket as a fun way to store and present the Play-Doh to her. If you decide to give either of these DIY projects a go, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching this video today, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!